Hi everyone, welcome back to Reflect with JoJo. In this episode, we are in a new restaurant. Excited to do something a little bit more different since my cousin is here.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself really quick?
It's Belle. I read tarot and I'm an astrologer. You can follow me on 𝐷𝐼𝐿_999. I also do graphic design also.
So if you want to work with her, collaborate with her,
DM me on 𝐷𝐼𝐿 instead.
Yes, and I'll put the links all down below. So in this episode, we're gonna talk about confidence and
intuition.
the first question is, how do you work on your self-confidence? The reason why I decided to go with this question is because a lot of people that I've encountered, they ask me how they could become more confident. How am I so confident? Obviously, it definitely took a lot of work, like inner work. It really takes inner work. You cannot find confidence through external validation. It's really working your inner core, your inner self, like really getting to know yourself. And that takes time. So you really need to close off the outside noise and have time to listen to yourself, talk to yourself. So you can really get to know yourself. You have to get to know who you are. When we grow up, there's so many noises. We get influenced by our parents. We get influenced by our classmates, our friends, our workers, so many things outside media. You just have to be self-aware and conscious of what you're feeding, your mindset, who you're dealing with. What makes people feel less confident is that they keep comparing themselves to other people. That means a lot of people care about what other people think. Some people are okay, like they don't care what strangers think, but they care who they care about. They care about what their loved ones think about them or how their family thinks about them, like their image. But sometimes that could be harmful to you. So
That's true.
for you to have a stronger core and to have confidence is to really get to know yourself.
For me, get off of social media sometimes. People are so surrounded by what they see online that they forget to focus on their real life. I think the only way to build confidence is action. But to also take action, you also have to filter out certain habits you have. Because I feel like confidence also comes from having healthy habits. Be willing to try things out. Don't always take it too seriously. For me, sometimes people are so serious about doing something, they end up not doing it. It's a matter of filtering out what you're doing every day and also who you're surrounding yourself with. Be very mindful of what you consume, whether that's content or what you also hear. Let's say you're always around someone negative, that does impact your confidence a bit.
When I was pursuing the K-pop idol route, what it really worked on me with my confidence is like, you know, when you don't have the skill sets and you're compared to everyone, like the contestants, that could test your confidence. That could test yourself. Every time I went there, I would feel intimidated or I would feel like I'm shaking. I'm like, oh my God, there's always someone better. But then for me to be okay, that means I have to work on myself. If I continue to be stuck in one place and keep complaining, keep comparing, and I'm not moving, like you said, you have to take action to have confidence, then I'll just stay in the same place. So the more that I practice, the more my confidence gets built over time. I know there are people, when they look at me or like when they look at other people, they're like, oh, they have this, they have that. But go back to gratitude. There's something that you have as well.
It's true. Oh, I like that answer. As a person, I'm naturally, because I have two brothers, they're very athletic. They just take action. I tend to face things that are a bit scary by facing it head on. That's my way of doing things. One of the stories I had with confidence was when I did a speech in grade 5 and grade 9 particularly. I think I was shaking a bit, but when I just went on stage, I focused on what I wanted to say to others rather than just focusing only on myself. Sometimes confidence comes from just being sincere and not always focusing on how other people are thinking of you. Think about the people you impact when you're doing something. We live in a generation where it's always me, me, me. Think also about what value you give to other people. Sometimes taking the focus out of yourself sometimes really helps with confidence because you just go for things and you know what you're giving.
That was the topic of confidence. The other topic that we want to talk about is
how to know when your intuition is right.
Why do you want to talk about this topic?
So I do a lot of readings for people. I talk to people from different backgrounds. They always ask, when do I know I'm on the right path? Sometimes you need to learn how to navigate your intuition. Even the CIA trained their agents, right, to use their intuition.
Oh, facts.
Mental health is a very big thing in this time and age. But also people forget to listen to their body. Your intuition will come true, usually through your heart or through your gut and through what you're feeling. And you know your intuition is right when it feels clear and you're coming from a stable state rather than a chaotic state. So for that, I think to really listen to your intuition, you need to learn how to silence your mind a bit. And honestly, meditation really helps a lot. And also breath work. Using your intuition also comes from practice as well. Using your intuition, whether it's a situation you're in with people or even with yourself, and learning how to follow that inner voice also comes from being honest with yourself. A bit of awareness of where you are and who you are. And then your intuition develops from there. But again, it takes a lot of practice because your intuition also develops more when you also heal yourself, whether that's like emotional or mental wounds. I do notice when people are when the thinking is always negative or they're always putting their focus that's very singular rather than being open, it does their intuition. Let's be real. Intuition is a matter of learning to calm your mind, regulate your emotions, and come from a peaceful state. Intuition is not just about knowing things right away. It's learning how to manage your energy with your emotions and also from your health. Your health does affect your intuition. If you're not taking good care of your health, it's hard to access your intuition. For me, I like to talk about intuition because basically my business now. I read people a lot. Whether I read astrology or tarot, I know sometimes I judge myself for doing it because people see it as wishy-washy, but it's just reading energy.
But also, I want to relate that to confidence because I've been telling her this is your business. Like, she didn't have the confidence to say it publicly, you know?
I hated it, bro.
Because, you know, like, there's some judgment involved. But then once you realize the root to it, then you can definitely clear it and build that confidence. I admire her intuition and her being able to speak about it passionately. It's what she does every day. Everyone could build their intuition too. It just takes practice. Everyone has it in a sense where if there's a bad person following you, you could feel that someone's like following you. Like, oh, I don't get a good feeling. But how can they differentiate intuition with like their thought?
If your intuition is coming from your thought, it feels chaotic. It doesn't feel centered here in your heart. You will feel it in your heart and in your body. While mental health is important, people forget that your body is very powerful. It will feel things even before you know it. So I read a book which is called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about how certain emotions we keep in our body manifest as physical illnesses, which is so true. If you want to learn how to navigate your emotions well, it's also releasing it in a healthy way. And then once you clear certain emotions that are very heavy and chaotic, and you feel a sense of clarity and peace, especially in your heart, that's when you know your intuition is clear. For that to be clear, you have to work on healing a bit. It can't always just be, oh, my intuition is right, but you're in such a chaotic, emotionally high state. You have to be very stable.
Another question I wanted to ask, how does your relationship with yourself affect your relationship with those and things around you? When she was talking about the intuition, everything is really interconnected. Spirituality, there is a logical explanation behind it, but because of social media and also the lack of research from some people, they don't know that. Unless you really do the research, then you will say like, oh my god, like everything's interconnected and can be proven by science. Like right now I'm learning about quantum physics and neuroscience, but not in a very scientific way, but more of like, how does that bridge to spirituality? How can that be broken down for people to understand? And that relates to like, you know, being human. Like how do we become more self-aware and how we could use that to really benefit us and to build us in a positive way? This question is very important to ask. People are asleep, they're not self-aware, or a lot of them, I mean, of course us too, like there's points in our lives where we want to run away. There are points that we don't want to face it, but there will be a day that you are forced to face it, and it's not the best situation. So it's best to build yourself up and build that self-awareness now, so it doesn't just hit you like a tower moment.
I think I'd rather give it by example first. Your relationship with yourself will affect how you take action with what's around you. Let's say if you have a healthy connection with yourself, you would put yourself in environments or places with people who want to support you. Because I do notice like a lot of people I have met before, because they lack self-love, they look for it in those around them. But it ends up backfiring because they end up getting toxic partners at times. When you try to look for something outside of yourself when it should be more on focusing on having a healthy relationship with yourself, it tends to go sour.
It has to do with self-love. What you pour into yourself when you're by yourself does get recognized by the people around you. Whether that's energy, aura, they're like, oh, there's a vibe. Energy doesn't lie. Energy, you can't really hide that. Energy is scientifically proven. It's frequency. The extent of who you are inside could radiate so much out externally. No matter how happy or positive I am, if that person is negative, then I'm going to also be pulled down too. If you don't cleanse or work on yourself, you're going to affect people. That's why it's really important to know who you are and like constantly like reflect and have that time for yourself.
Because when it comes to the relationship you have with yourself, it's like creating a bond with what's around you. Is it bonded in love? Is it bonded bonded in something negative. Everyone has an electric magnetic field around them. There is also research that when someone dies, they release a lot of energy also. Relationship is also an energy. We're all like plants. What we pour into, we get back. What you give out, you receive more of. Because like a relationship is like nurturing a bond, whether that's your relationship with money, with your friendship, with your career. It's like tending to something you're taking care of. And if it's always left neglected, it's gonna backfire. There was a time where I was a workaholic when I started working in my 20s. I forgot my relationship with joy, and it started affecting my appearance a lot. So when you're not consciously working on how you're bonding with things, your money, your career, yourself, it's eventually gonna show physically. Physically, and even with the people you attract, we're an electric magnetic field. So imagine your energy, what you give out will really come back. That's why I believe in karma also. Because what you're giving out is also coming from within. Is what coming from within something that's aligned? Does it feel good?
Just pay attention to yourself. Build that self-awareness.
I agree.
You can do it.
Y'all are beautiful, amazing, king and queen.
These questions are for you. These topics are for you to reflect on, that you get to answer. If you want to share it, just comment down below. We're all just doing our best to live. That's why we said you could do it. It just takes practical steps, and you are amazing. Love yourself.
Comment down your stories with confidence and your intuition also. I'd love to hear those. Live your life. Go for it. Just do more of the things you love. Make time for the things you like doing. I feel like everyone is so focused on what they're gaining. They forget to enjoy. Just enjoy.
Oh my god. Balance. Life is meant to be lived. Like, of course, do what you need to do, but don't forget to really think of like what kind of life you want to create.
You're all amazing also. Don't forget that.
Yes.
I can do it.
You can do it.
We can do it.
Bye bye.